What is lame when you're young, but cool when you're older? Sitting around the table talking with friends. As a kid I never understood how my parents and their friends could just drink coffee and talk. Now, I get it. Clean sheets also. King of the Hill makes a lot more sense now. Home Depot. Man, now that I'm an adult, every time I go in I see stuff I want to buy. It's like grown-up version of Toys R Us. Compound interest. The excitement of new matching washer and dryer. Plants. Putting half of your allowance in the piggy bank. Museums. I used to hate being forced to go to museums. Now whenever I visit a new place the first thing I look for are art and history museums. Staying in on a weekend night. Relaxing at home and watching a movie is now my perfect Friday night. Going for walks in nature. I love being among trees. As a kid I just wanted to play Kirby Superstar. Historic buildings. Having dinner and hanging with your parents. I'd give my right arm to have, not only a home-cooked meal, but to just hang with my parents. Socks. Neat socks are all the rage. No idea when it happened. This one girl garbaged herself in the 2-mile run and finished the race in high school. Kids used to bully her for it back then. But now whenever the story comes up, everyone thinks she's a badass. Girl did what it takes LMFAO. Getting those deodorant gift sets, when you're a kid you're so disappointed. But as an adult you're like fluff, yeah, I don't have to buy those for a while now. Drinking water. Talking to people of the opposite gender despite the possible contraction of cooties. Cardigan sweaters. Wouldn't have been caught dead wearing them in my 20s. Today, I-5 hanging in the closet. I'm wearing one now. Boring summer days when your parents were at work and you had nothing to do. I used to feel all bummed out on those days. Now, I live for the days where the house is clean, errands are done, and no one wants to hang out. Vegetables fluff me up with that broccoli fam. Hanging out with your parents. Getting spanked. Being yourself, even if that isn't what other people think is cool. Having fun, even embarrassing yourself to do so, in public. I remember being really young, like 11, and refusing to have normal kid fun because I thought it would look silly. Which looks the exact opposite. Who cares what you look like? Have some fun before you die. Wheat bread and actually aiming for vegetables when you're eating salsa and chips. Going to bed early. Slippers. Fluffing love kicking off my shoes and putting those soft squishy things on my feet when I get home. I'll even take the trash out in them, I don't care. Getting socks, underwear, and t-shirts as presents. Allows me to put off doing my laundry for a few more days. Edit, OFC wash boxers and stuff first, but my point is you can extend your laundry period by a day with every new pair of socks, underwear, or t-shirts, which is heavenly. Blowjobs. I was in elementary school when the whole Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky scandal went down. I heard some people talking about it and I asked my mom later what a blowjob was. I absolutely could not fathom why anyone would ever willingly put a slong in their mouth and swore to my mother that I would never, ever, not in a million years, do anything so disgusting. Going to Home Depot. Hanging with parents. Used to hate it as a kid, but when I got older I realized there's limited time for it and you'll definitely regret the moments you didn't take when they're gone. Napstit, thank you for the silver and gold kind strangers. Being openly nice with your parents. I still feel bad about all the times I was so worried about hugging my dad or getting a kiss from my mom in public. Now when I see my mom, I hold her hand in public again, and it's great. The top and most common answer, every time this question is asked on askreddit, which is often, is sleep. Coupons. I used to find it embarrassing when my parents used them, but now as an adult, how the turntables have turntabled on me. Going to school. I hated going to school as a kid. Now that I'm back in college after taking some time off of school to work and figure out what I want to do, I realize it's a privilege, and that I really need to work hard to avoid having it go to waste. The wonderful feeling of going home on a Friday evening to do nothing but sit in your pajamas and watch Netflix until you fall asleep on the couch. Being smart. I feel like as a kid everyone would be like nerd, but when getting internships, jobs everyone's really impressed, interested. Dad jokes. Working on, cleaning your own home. Great sense of pride in a clean home. Talk, news radio. That may be changing a bit now due to the popularity of podcasts, but my entire youth was filled in music. Then, over the years it was news shows more and more. I don't know if anyone has said it yet, but veggies cooked just right and they smack. I eat waay more veggies now than I did as a kid lol. Going on holiday, vacation to somewhere beautiful and somewhat remote to chill the fluff out. Road trips, nothing worse as a kid than being stuck in a car with your siblings for hours on end, with nothing to do. Now road trips are awesome. Being bored. There's always to do. The leisure of being bored and trying to find things to do is awesome. Getting meaningful gifts for Christmas. As a kid, if I unwrapped something that wasn't a toy or means of entertaining myself, it was, oh. Gee. Thanks. Next present. Now as an adult I don't actually care what I get, I care waay more about the thought put into it. I'd rather get a really cool Star Wars or Harry Potter trinket because they know I love those things that's $5 than some expensive bottle of alcohol or gift card. Staying in for the night. Having 5 friends who you talk to with any regularity. Quiet. My parents lost their home earlier this summer in a natural disaster and they've been staying with me while they've been getting the insurance and new home sorted. Of course, I'm happy to help and save them the additional stressors, but dear God, they both talk so loud and always have the TV on, and on loud. There's probably been less than 10 times in 3 months where the house has been wonderfully and blissfully silent. Buying a whole cooked chicken to yourself and watching Lord of the Rings all day on your day off work. My grandfather bought me stock in Home Depot and Bonds every Christmas and birthday. He told me he bought it in the flower section because I had no idea what stock was. Now I can sell the large amounts of stock in bonds if I ever have a major emergency. In Florida we have a prepaid system for college, so I had more than enough money for that. So now it's my emergency fund. At the time I didn't really like it because it wasn't a toy. But I am so grateful for it now. I just wish he was around so I could thank him. Whiskey. Kids think it tastes awful. Sewing, knitting and #X200B, kids think they are useless skills to know, but holy garbage, wearing a scarf you made makes you feel like a badass and patching any holes on your own makes you feel like a god among men. Yard work. There's something spending an entire Saturday doing yard work. Then cracking open a beer, sit on the deck and look at a beautiful manicured lawn. History and historical monuments, not that they were lame, but Def didn't appreciate them. Documentaries. Saving money up. Taking a nap. Hated it as a kid, but as an adult it's at the top of my list of things I want daily. Masturbating. No more shame. Everybody's doing it. No more hurries. Relax. You've got time. No more worries someone will walk in on you. Or if they do, maybe they'll join you. YMMV. Better access to paid 2160p prawn on as big a TV as you can afford and fit in your room, home. You buy happy fun time toys the way you used to buy action figures. If you're a girl, woman, the orgasm is better than any you've had with 99% of the men you've had happy fun time with. Better budgeting of your allowance and study time. Your mom doesn't blink as much when she's watching you. Drinking coffee. Cleaning your room or the house. When you're little and your parents tell you to do it, they seem like tyrants. Now with my own space, I'd be annoyed if someone was keeping the space I pay for a mess. Nothing like coming home to a clean and organized living space. The Oldies Music Station channel. New dishwashing sponge. Social Security and Medicare. Weekends without any plans. Getting a new appliance for the house. As I recently found out, a free 200-meter roll of aluminum foil. Taking showers. Waking up early to go grocery shopping before most of the general population is out and about. Sleeping 8+ hours for a night. 80s music. Eating healthy, more veggies, less sugar. Clothes as a present as a kid? Sucked. Getting clothes now, especially garbage I can wear to the office? To quote my last Christmas at my parents', socks? Buttoned shirts? Fluff, yeah. Literacy. Peace. And quiet. Billy Joel. Having nothing to do. Slip-on sneakers. A woman approximately mid-30s dancing her butt off on the dance floor of the nightclub, and suddenly dropped dead. I watched her die. Or the time a VIP booth was packed, drinks flowing. Everybody picking on the guy that passed out. End of night comes and they tell us he is going to need a wheelchair, not uncommon. Guy was dead a good hour. The deaths always bug me. Casinos get a treatment similar to airports. The unspoken rule is to treat them as if alive until they get off the premises. Even if they are an hour dead. The goal is to get them out as quickly as possible without freaking out the patrons. New Year's was always stressful. It was never a question if someone would die that night. It was a question of how many. A good year would be one. One year we had 4.